Hello, Commanders, and welcome back to Journey Across the Galaxy. We are heading out to Sagittarius A star. We are most of the way there, you know, compared to way back here at the bubble, but we still got a ways to go, so let's go ahead and get off the ground and started. I am relatively excited today, not necessarily because of Elite Dangerous content, but just, you know, a couple of new things in the videos that I've been doing. We're moving on to the Emerald Coast over on my hunting series in Call of the Wild, so that's really exciting. I already recorded the first video for that this morning. And then after this, I'm going to be hopping back into American Truck Simulator, where I just recently bought a new truck. So if you're following that series as well, be sure to head over to that after this video so you can check out the new truck we bought. But yeah, pretty exciting for me. I really enjoy, you know, starting new things, and, you know, especially when new things that I think are cool. So Emerald Coast is already turning out to be really awesome. I'm looking forward to doing a lot of hunting there. I can see why people were really clamoring for it, as far as like, hey, this is where we want you to go next. So, you know, I'm excited to. I already got a couple of cool animals out of it. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to doing a fair bit more hunting there. And then obviously, you know, the American Truck Simulator stuff, I'm looking forward to driving the new truck around, because it looks pretty cool. It's not like a modded truck or anything like that. It's just, you know, it's one of the default trucks, and I think it looks really, really cool. So I'm a little bit extra excited today as I hop into this video, but let's go ahead and get our standard spiel out of the way. Every time we hop into a system, we're going to check out the system map to see if anybody else has previously explored it. Then we'll check out the FSS to see if there are any Earth-like worlds, water worlds, or ammonia worlds that we can scan. And then if there are few enough planets in the system, we will actually hang out in the FSS to see if there are any biological signatures in the area. Obviously, with a body with a system with two bodies in it is only going to be a binary star system, so we're not going to hang out for this. Our goal for this journey is obviously to get to Sagittarius A star, but the parallel goal is to level up our exobiology. So we're primarily kind of looking for places to land so we can scan plants and stuff like that. But, you know, I also want to find a balance between stopping and scanning and exploring things, and also, you know, making decent time towards Sagittarius A star. And as I say, every time I talk about our ultimate destination, well, I don't know if it's our ultimate destination. Right now, it's our ultimate destination. Whether it stays our ultimate destination really depends on, you know, how interested viewers are in watching this series. So we'll stop, we'll check out the FSS. There are no valuable planets, and with 20 bodies, I'm not particularly interested in scanning this entire system. So we're gonna move on to the next one. Yeah, so not really sure what else to talk about for this episode. I mean, I always seem to be able to come up with something, so I'll just kind of ramble on until an interesting topic comes into my head, aside from, you know, the obvious interesting things that are going on. Tell you what, though, I'm ready to be out of this cold weather. Oh man, I don't like being cold in the first place, and then, you know, it feels like it's just been extra cold this year here in the Southern California, Northern Mexico area. It's not comfortable. When it starts getting down into the 40s, I'm like, you know. And I know those of you who live in colder climates are like, well, you're a wuss, dude. We get down into the negatives here. And I'm like, yeah, I've experienced negative temperatures too, and I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all either. I don't like being cold. And I live in a house. Sorry about the sniffling. I try to remember not to do that. I live in a house that has. I live in a big brick or concrete house that has no insulation, and the windows don't seal at all. Like, you can clearly hear everything that goes on outside, even with the windows closed. So it's just, I'm looking forward to getting back into my travel trailer where I have propane heat and rooftop air conditioning and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But I will say, we were talking about switching out the rooftop. I need to make sure I fuel scoop a little bit longer. Okay, but we can scan this. We were talking about installing a mini. Ooh, okay, I want at least 2 biological signatures though before I waste my time. Before I spend. I'm talking too fast. I apologize. We need at least 2 biological signatures. before we're going to invest the time to go to a planet, because one biological signature is only going to be bacteria, and that's just not interesting or fun. Alright, cool. So nothing there. Let's move on. Anyways, back to my main topic that I was talking about. I still haven't ruled it out, but we were talking about trying to install a mini split system on the RV because A, it's more energy efficient than the rooftop units that you get, and B, they apparently cool a lot more effectively than the rooftop units that you get. However, I do want to try one thing before we go investing, you know, hundreds and hundreds of dollars into a mini split unit. There is a mod that you can do for your rooftop AC unit in your RV, where you install some foam to kind of redirect the airflow from your air conditioner into the vents of the, if you have ducted air conditioning, into the vents of your AC system much more efficiently. And apparently it increases your airflow quite a bit. I never did check the map here. It increases your airflow quite a bit and makes the output of your system much colder. So we're going to try that first and see how that goes. Because if I don't have to install a system that wasn't really intended to be installed on the RV, I'd rather not. And if I can make the rooftop unit good enough, then I don't have to do that. Now, obviously, the energy savings of having... Man, nothing. Okay. The energy savings of having the mini split would be nice, especially if we get to the point where we start doing some serious boondocking. But for the foreseeable future, we're going to be in places where we can park the RV, plug it up to electric and all that stuff, so it won't be that big of a deal. And if we need to run the generator, we need to run the generator. We want to put lots and lots of solar on the roof, you know, just try to make the trailer as self-sustaining as it can be, but, you know, that costs money, and we've been broke for a while, so... one of the reasons I'm trying to hurry up, I say hurry up, but I am. I'm kind of trying to hurry up and get this channel built up to the point where, you know, I'm making a decent amount of money. So that hopefully we can, I don't want to live in an apartment. I hate apartment living. I don't even really want a house because that's just a lot of extra work and you have to maintain it and it's all on you to make it happen. It's like, ugh, I don't want any of that. So... Alright, I think it said 17 total. Yeah, we'll go ahead and scan this. It's technically past the limit of what I want to scan, but we need to find some biology here, so hopefully this will, alright, I really want to find these asteroid belts. Why? My brain moves way faster than my mouth does, so I get confused sometimes. Okay. I know I said I would slow down my talking, and then I went right back to being super fast. So I'll try to slow things down a little bit. Try not to be so rambly. Let my mouth catch up with my brain. So we're looking for biological features over there in the top right of the screen. We want at least 2. If we don't get at least 2, I am not particularly interested. Okay, seriously? Did my oh, you know what? I've been having this issue where the mouse will kind of flick off in a different direction. I don't know if it's my mouse or if the games I'm playing. I mean, it's happening in more than one game, so I have to assume it's my mouse. All right, so there's 1 biological, but I really want to find at least 2 because I don't want to go to a planet and only find bacteria. That's super boring. So let's hop over here and see what the galactic lottery is going to give us. System scan complete. Snake eyes. Off we go. I tell you what, man. This is why I don't scan, you know, 20, 30, 40 body planet or 40 body star systems because, you know, imagine if we spent twice as much time doing that and still came up with nothing. It's super frustrating. So yeah, I know. I know these channels are mostly. I know you guys are watching this probably mostly because I ramble on about random stuff, and a lot of people find that pleasant to listen to. Not because it's me, but just in general, people like listening to people talk about random stuff, and it makes you feel like you're having a conversation with them. So I try to come up with interesting things to talk about during these videos. Let's see. I have to imagine that as we get closer to the black hole, we'll start coming across more systems where people have actually scanned things. These are all icy bodies, so the likelihood of finding any biology here is reduced. Not impossible, but reduced. I have found fonticula on several icy bodies, so, you know, it certainly can happen, but I'm not expecting to find anything here. Especially when there's only 9 bodies and they're all the same type. Alright, yeah, that's what I thought. Moving on. Next. But I love the star field as we're approaching the center of the galaxy. It just keeps getting more and more bright and the stars get more and more shiny. So it starts looking like a glittery jeweled kind of thing, much more than when we were way back at the towards the edge of the galaxy where we actually inhabit. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting back into the RV. Need to find a good internet plan though. That's the only thing about, you know, the trying to get into a mobile lifestyle is that internet is always an issue. Now there are supposedly plans out there that provide you with true unlimited, you know, relatively high-speed internet. But I'm sure you guys know that if you guys follow my channel at all, you know that I need kind of something that's up towards the top tier of that stuff because I have 5 video uploads that I do a day. And then after I do all of that, I have to be able to watch stuff. So I can't have, you know, low data caps and throttling my speed when I get to a certain point and all this other stuff because, you know, even at the reduced bit rate that I've been recording my videos at, 30-minute videos for me are between 2 and 3 gigabytes each. Multiply that times 5 and you're up to like 15 gigabytes a day. And that's uploading. That's not even just downloading. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I gotta try to find a really good internet provider that caters to power users like me. There's only 2 bodies in that system, so we're not even gonna stop. I need a mobile internet solution that caters to power users like me. Ideally, Starlink is supposed to be like the gold standard these days, but the equipment is super expensive, and B, it has some serious limitations when it comes to A, where you can park, because if you don't have a clear view of the sky, you're not getting signal, and B, if I get unlucky and there's weather, that reportedly causes some issues with line of sight with the satellites. So those of you who use Starlink, if you could please let me know how you've been living with that, I'd appreciate it. But at the same time, it's like I don't know if I want to invest in the Starlink. I mean, it's like $600 for the basic equipment, and if you want the nice flat one that mounts to your RV and it doesn't have to adjust, that one's like, I think it's like $2,500, and it's exorbitantly expensive. So I don't know. They're not following that business model of, you know, helping you out with the equipment so that to get you into the service, and I understand why not. They're doing it because they don't really want everybody to flood their network. They made Starlink so that people who don't have access to high-speed internet would have the ability to get some high-speed internet where they are. So I get it. It just sucks for people like me who are looking for an alternative lifestyle. Check out the map. Who are looking for an alternative lifestyle. Don't have tons of money to invest like, you know, most RV owners do, like most serious RV owners do, and you know, it kind of sucks. Biologically, we're getting a lot of single biology planets here. It's getting kind of annoying. I really don't want to stop for single biology planets, but at some point, as we start hitting that 20-minute mark for the video, we are going to have to stop, even if it is a single biology planet or no biology at all. I mean, it won't be this system. We're only at 15 minutes, but I don't know. I really want to find. Yeah, it's all single biology. That's really frustrating. Moving on. So yeah, I need to find a decent internet solution. I'd like to find one that doesn't break the bank, but you know, I'm the kind of person who's willing to spend a little bit more to get like, internet service is a priority for me. Not because I need to be connected all the time, but I need to have reasonable speeds for the stuff that I do. And it's super frustrating to, like, have to wait hours and hours for things when the technology exists to do things in, you know, a few minutes. So I know, like, right now I'm living in, right now the internet service I have is a fully fiber optic setup, which is, you know, you wouldn't think that living in Mexico, living in anywhere in Mexico really, that you would have that, but it's literally fiber all the way up to my modem. So I get insane upload speeds, insane download speeds. It's really very, very nice. It's the best internet I've ever had, and you wouldn't think that would be the case here in Mexico, but it is. It's by far, like, no qualifications, the best internet that I've ever had in my whole life. And I'm gonna miss it because it's nice to be able to upload a 3 GB video to YouTube in, like, I don't know, a few minutes. Yeah, that's unheard of. Oh, here we go. Now we got a planet we can land on. So we're gonna target that one. Okay, cool. And then we'll finish our scan. I mean, that's gonna be where we go unless we find, or I don't know, how far away was that? I think it was pretty close. Unless we find a planet that has, like, 3 or 4. Okay. So everything else is all right. Fine. We'll relocate a little bit to see if to try to get the 100% completion on that. All right. Are we gonna be able to see there now? Here we go. Ooh, lots of planets, lots of bodies here. How far away are these, though? I need to pay attention to that. Okay, here we go. Yeah, these are much further away, so another 2 biology planet, but I think the first one we found was much closer, so hopefully that's the case. Let's see here. What is this? Is that? Am I moving? Just watching it drift away, and I'm like, ugh. Alright, so the one we targeted... Oh yeah, that one's actually... Oops. That one's actually really close, so let's go ahead and head over to that one. Get ourselves locked in, and yeah, it's only 250 light seconds away, so we'll just hang out and wait till we get there. Oh, sorry with the sniffle again. I'm really trying not to do that. It's like coughing. You have to move away from the microphone. Oh, it would help if I actually went full speed to get up to the 7-second thing there. It's like coughing. You got to make sure you go away from the microphone. I have the NVIDIA broadcast software that allows me to kind of put noise suppression on the microphone, and it does a really good job of making sure that nothing that I don't want coming into the microphone comes in there, because it kind of cuts out all that stuff. But it doesn't do anything for me when it comes to coughing or sniffling or things like that. So I have to make sure that I do like this. And hopefully you didn't hear that. But the cold weather is definitely... I have bad nasal cavities or something in the first place. I always have a stuffy nose. Like, my whole life I've had a stuffy nose. It's just the way that it works for me. I don't think I have allergies because it's all the time. It's not something where it's a seasonal thing, and it kind of... No, year-round stuffy nose. So, you know, you learn to live with it, but it's just... Sometimes it's worse than others, especially when it's cold. And I'm not able to make it warmer in here, so... Okay, that should be 6. We'll wait for a second to see if we can filter the signatures, because hopefully whatever the non-bacterial source is will be less prolific on the planet, and we'll be able to kind of pinpoint where we're going here. Okay. So stratum, doesn't look like we're going to get any help with this. Let's go ahead and get in there, turn off the super cruise so that it doesn't... Okay. Can you please Seriously, dudes, turn off the super cruise. Why won't it turn off? Okay, I'm confused here. Is this just like a graphical thing and it's just not responding, or... Weird. Okay. Not sure what was going on with that. It was super frustrating when things like that happen, though. All right, anyways, let's get down here. We'll find this stratum that is on the planet. I guess down here. Doesn't look like it looks like this is going to be another planet where it's mostly like ripply ground and going to be hard to find places to land. It's really unfortunate when the planets are like that, but what can you do? It's randomly generated. So I forgot. Oh, my nose. I'm sure that's riveting content, but whatever. All year round, my entire life, I've always had some kind of sinus issues. I know that there are procedures you can get to get that done, but you know, I tend to be the kind of person where if it's not something that's absolutely necessary, I don't want to be messing around with medical procedures and doctors and things like that. My disability from the Marine Corps is exactly a result of that. I had a problem with my legs that prevented me from being able to... Are we stopping? I had a problem with my legs that prevented me from running because it caused serious pain and potentially serious physical consequences for my legs if I... Okay, seriously? Oh, we barely saved that. Sometimes it's hard to judge coming down to the ground. But anyways, the doctors told me that if I messed around with my legs too much, it could force me to go to the emergency room, and they'd have to slice open my calves or slice open my because I have anterior compartment syndrome. And they told me that the only fix for it was they had to do that surgery. They had to slice open the front part of my legs. It would leave these huge, ugly scars all over me, and I'm just like, I don't really want to have to live the rest of my life that way if I don't have to. So, oh, where's my mouse? It always goes off the screen. So my choice, I elected to accept a medical discharge. And you know, well, the funny thing is though, is that the disability that I have, I got 0% on that, which is very weird. So it prevents me from running, but I don't get any disability out of it. I got the disability rating that I have comes from the tinnitus that I have from being a musician for 11 years. Oh man, I was a musician for the first half of my life basically. I did high school and. Oh, it looks like the bacteria here are going to be relatively easy to find. It's kind of lime against a weird background like that. I did high school music, obviously, and then I joined the Marine Corps band. Are we not finding any more? And I did that for 11 years. Okay, here we go. Did that for 11 years. I was on the path of becoming a drum major. I was a staff sergeant when I got out, and I was, you know, a year or two away from becoming a gunnery sergeant, and then the issue with my legs started cropping up, and I had to make a decision. I was like, you know, and at the time I was... The Marine Corps and I had a very love-hate relationship. I loved certain parts of it, and I really hated certain parts of it. Obviously, I loved the music part of it, the going to perform and, you know, playing music and doing all that stuff was actually pretty cool. A lot of the Marine Corps part of it didn't really agree with me very much, and it wasn't so much because, you know, it wasn't necessarily only the culture. It was also just the fact that I don't like doing things I feel are unnecessary, and military culture is just very much you do things because we say you do them, not necessarily because it's the best way to do things. Because, you know, they come up with a process that works, but then they decide that process is the end-all be-all, and if you want to change things, well, you gotta wait till you're in charge. I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. And I could have waited till I was in charge, but I don't know. I was in my late 20s, early 30s at the time. I think I actually got out when I was 30. And you know, even 30-year-olds aren't exactly the most mature people in the world, and I don't regret my decision to leave because I wouldn't want to go back now as a 41-year-old. It's just I know that I gave up on certain things that probably would have made my life better now, but then again, you know, that decision. Okay, I feel like my thrusters are not providing the kind of stopping power that I really want them to, because I saw these here. We want to land. So, anyways, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and scan the bacteria. Let me find a good spot to land here. Finish this conversation. You know, even at 30, I don't know. You're gonna find as you get older, especially if you're younger, you're gonna find that the older you get, this idea you have that older people are wiser and, you know more and are more mature, yeah, it's not really a thing. People who have made good decisions in their lives and have practiced becoming more mature and have... is there a biological signature right next to us? I don't see one. So that's fine. We'll find. People who have spent their life, you know, developing that in themselves will be more mature and will be more knowledgeable and will be more of those things. But I don't know. I see some of the things that even people only a few years older... Oh, there was one right here. Even people who are only a few years older than me, and I'm like, you know what? They're not any more mature than I am. They still kind of act like jackasses. So, you know, even when I was 30 years old, I was still making decisions that were mostly immature because, you know, you let your feelings take over and you're in an environment where you feel like things just aren't going the way you wish that they would, and you kind of make decisions based off of that. And at the time, I really wanted to be a professional pilot, so I was like, I'm kind of ready to give up this Marine Corps thing and move on to doing something that's more fun and interesting to me. Bacterium Cerberus, green. And, you know, I did. I actually, when I finally got out of the Marine Corps, I did go to Texas, and I went to a Part 141 flight school for a while, got my private pilot certificate. I was working on my instrument, and then, you know, life gets in the way, and you have to give things up sometimes because, you know, you have to choose priorities. So, you know, I don't know. I don't really know where this conversation is trying to go. I'm just kind of talking as I fly to finish out this episode. Okay. We'll just land right here because there's a biology signature right there. But anyways, I don't know. I don't really have a point to this particular subject that I'm talking about right now, other than just decisions were made, and they might not have been the best. They might not have been the best. And I think most of us are okay, there we go. Nope. Okay. I think most of us have this really bad problem where we don't learn from our mistakes. We just keep making the same ones over and over again. Like debt. Oh my God, I am so ready to be done with the debt. I never want to have a loan or a credit card or anything else in my life ever again. I'm so sick of it. You feel like, you know, the people who give you debt make you feel like it's going to be this cure-all for your life, and the school system doesn't really do enough to teach us that, you know, debt is going to be a drain on your life. It's not something that's going to help you. It's just going to teach you bad spending habits. And then, you know, my parents were in the same boat. They had the same problem. They had the same debt problems. And I saw them go through that stuff. And I kept saying, I said when I was younger, yeah, I'm not going to have those same debt problems. I'm not going to have a credit card. I'm not going to have nothing. Here I am at 41, tens of thousands of dollars. Well, I mean, I guess my extraneous debt isn't that much. But I have some debts that I'd like to get rid of that I can't get rid of because they're not get-riddable. I mean, obviously, I guess I could declare bankruptcy, but I'm trying to avoid that. I owe these people money. I would like to pay it back if I can. But at the same time, it's like, you know, things only work out the way they work out. All right, I would really like to land here, please. Can you please give me... There we go. Nope. That was it. So, anyways, I know. Probably too much personal information, but I'm trying to finish out this video here. So let's grab this last bacteria here. And we'll finish out this video. So hopefully, well, where is it? Oh, it's right over there. All right, so hopefully you guys had lots of fun. Be sure to click that like button so the YouTube algorithm knows that you did and sends the video out to more people. We want to get as many followers along for this journey as we can because A, it's more fun when more people are involved, and B, it helps out the channel to allow it to grow more and more, so we can continue providing awesome content like this. If I can truly get into the place where I'm doing this professionally, then the content never has to go away. I can just keep making content. regardless of platform, if I can build enough of an audience. But anyways, if you're not subscribed, be sure to do that now so that when the next video comes out, it will show up in your feed and you will be able to watch it as soon as it becomes available. Channel members do get early access to my videos and a few other perks that hopefully make it worth contributing to the channel. So be sure to click that join button just below your viewer so that it will bring up that list of perks and you can make a decision as to whether you would like to support this channel or not. Again, thank you very much for your time. I hope you guys had lots of fun, and I'll see you for the next one.